What is my favourite takeaway food? I love pizza. I love pizza. Pizza's great, but also I do like burgers. I like lots of fast food. But my favourite would probably be pizza, if I was put. What is my favourite item of technology? My favourite item. Now it's easy to say my computer, but my computer caused me a lot of frustrations. I love my computer because I made it, and because I Meccanoed it. So because I Meccanoed it, I loved it. But at the moment, it happens to be this thing, my little e-slick. I love this thing. This is great. But then technology changes so fast. It changes all the time. So my favourite current piece of technology is me e-slick. But my favourite ever piece of technology, ever, I'd have to say my computer. If you're talking about favourite as in the thing I use and I would be really distraught without, it would be my computer. But then it's also my camera. But at the moment, as I said, current favourite, e-slick. And I love my MP3 player because I don't have an iPod, because I don't like iPods, okay? Piece of technology would I love to own? Anyone who's seen me on Vlog TV knows that I'm kind of impulsive, so if I love to own it, I kind of have it. Like at the moment, I'm looking for a new camera, like an HD camera. So that is one I'd love to own, but I don't really have any. I think I've done the whole capitalist dream, and I've now gone to the end, and I'm like, I don't really want anything anymore. I don't need anything. I don't know. I've run out of wants. I've stopped wanting things. I've stopped wanting possessions. It's quite funny. What type of car would you like to own? The car I've got. It sounds really weird, but I could own like a really flashy car. But the problem is, I've become really pragmatic and really kind of logical in my desires and wants as I'm trying to find the right product. So the thing is, the car I have is perfect because it's not. It works. 1. It's not flashy. 2, which means it doesn't get broken into that much. It's been broken into once. And touch wood, that's it. But it doesn't get broken into that much, so it's fairly safe. It's sturdy, it's cool, it's not, So I like my car. The car I own is the car I want. And also, it was cheap. I paid for it, and I don't have to make any payments. It's cool. It's just there. It's running. So there you go. The car I have. If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be? See, if I could live anywhere in the world, I actually kind of want to stay home. It sounds really non-adventurous, but I'm quite happy. I traveled for a bit, so I've seen a fair bit of the globe. Not as much as I'd like. I want to keep doing it, but I've kind of become sedentary over the last five years. Not as kind of movie around as I used to be, but it would probably be an amalgam of something. I'd have to say, this sounds really odd, but anywhere near Nelly. Nelly's cool. If I could live near Nelly and then near Widge, then that'd be cool. I'd be happy. Then I'd meet them up and I'd irritate them for like years to come. That'd be fun. So if we could make it like a Widge Nelly Jewel Land, then yeah, I'd like to live there. But any specific place, I'm kind of happy where I am. I'm kind of wherever I lay my hat, that's my home kind of guy. So, sorry. What is my favourite smell? See, it used to be warm bread. I used to love the smell of warm bread, just like that yeasty warm. I did have this fetish, not fetish, but kind of like for farm smell. It was kind of odd. But yeah, so warm bread. What is your favourite method of transport? I love journeys, and sometimes it doesn't necessarily matter how you get there. See, it depends. It really does depend on what mood I'm in. I'm sorry, this is going to be the longest video ever, but it does depend on what mood I'm in. Like, sometimes I really want to drive, and so I love the car. Sometimes I just want to be a passenger. Depends. If I'm in like a mood to read or I love trains or planes or anything, I'm not the passenger. I can sit back and it can take me somewhere. But sometimes I just like to actually drive. I like to get behind the wheel and go somewhere. What is your favourite band? I love music, but I don't know if I have a favourite band. This is a rather difficult one, and it is. I love so many different types of music that there's not like a favourite. But if I was like Desert Island Discs, I thought about this. Desert Island Discs, it'd probably be the producer RJD2. Then mixed with some hybrid, because I love hybrid. I think hybrid's fantastic. What is your favourite item of clothing? Clothing is kind of functional for me. I used to have this, when I was a kid, I used to have this atrocious orange hoodie, like a hood top, and it was orange, and I loved it. I thought it was fun. I loved it. I lived in it. And then I had like this tight top vesty thing, which was like black and it's sheeny, and I loved that. I thought that was really cool because I showed off my physique. You know, I was like, and after then, I don't really have a favourite item of clothing. I just like a lot of pieces of clothing. I don't tend to have favourites. What's my favourite alcoholic beverage? And now we're talking. I love an old fashioned. Basically, cut long story short, an old fashioned is you get a glass, you get some brown sugar. Got the brown sugar, muddle it down. You get a little bit of bourbon, pour it in, make a little solution. Get some Angostura bitters, which is basically rum with and it's a little bit poisonous, not too much. Couple of drops. Bit of orange. Squeeze the orange, zest of orange into the glass. Stick some ice cubes in, stir it, and slowly pour in some bourbon. Job done. It's absolutely gorgeous. I've loved old fashions for ages, but I go through mixtures. I go through sometimes where I prefer mojitos. I mean, it's like most things, you kind of want to change. But if there was one drink that I was going to have on my deathbed, it would be old fashioned. I love old fashioned. Awesomest drink in the world. There you go. It's my favourite non-alcoholic beverage. That'd be water. Who is your favourite comedian? I'm a huge Bill Hicks fan, but Stuart Lee has surpassed Bill Hicks. If there's one comedian that I would it's just the most funniest guy in the world, I should say Coughlin, really. Coughlin 666, there you go. But if there's one comedian, it's Stuart Lee. The guy is awesome. The guy is the funniest guy I have ever seen live, and he's brilliant. So Stuart Lee. I did have this Chris Rock thing. I did really like Chris Rock for a while. But yeah, Stuart Lee's taken it over. He's just brilliant. What is your favourite soap opera? Quick one. None. Don't like soap operas. Just annoying. Annoy me. What is my favourite major television show? At the moment, The Mentalist. I loved House for a while, but then the House turned into like the 13 show. And then I was like, I don't want to watch it, but I want to watch Hugh Laurie being Hugh Laurie. I've got tons of favourite television shows. I could do a YouTube video and probably would do a video about my favourite television shows, because I've got so many, and so many kind of undercover ones like Garth Marenghi's Dark Place, Mr. Hell Show, which I showed to Rise recently. But if I was like, it would be The Mentalist. The Mentalist is my favourite show at this point in time. But I love Penn and Teller Bullshit. Penn and Teller Bullshit probably, now with Series 8 coming out, Penn and Teller Bullshit will overtake The Mentalist. There you go. So Penn and Teller Bullshit when it comes out. But at the moment, The Mentalist. Do you prefer recording to VCR, DVD, or my hard drive? Now, I like recording to my hard drive because it's simpler. Recording to your hard drive is really easy. It's just like bang, record, in, hard drive, done. And everything you want to do is there. Do you want television to digitally switch over? I'm on cable, so it's already happened. Are you afraid of spiders? No, I am not afraid of spiders. There's lots of things I am afraid of, but spiders aren't. The thing is, people are really weird. Sometimes people think you're afraid of things when you're not afraid of things. I get surprised by spiders, and they're like, the spider, and I'm like, but I'm not afraid of it. I'm just like, it's a spider, and I didn't expect it to be. So I think there's a slight difference, that most people are surprised by spiders and not afraid of spiders. So yeah, but no, I'm not afraid of spiders. No. Are you afraid of anything silly? Depends what you mean by silly. Not really. Not anything I could say is absurd. I'm not fearful of absurd things, but I don't tend to find people's fears to be silly. Like, I had a friend who was really scared of clowns, and most people are, but like people are like, that's silly, you're afraid of clowns. I mean, I am quite fearful of falling, but I don't find that to be absurd. I don't find it silly. So if it was something that other people would find silly and kind of absurd, it'd be the fear of falling. It's not necessarily heights, but it comes in when I'm high, and I'm afraid of like the building collapsing. Are you against things I don't understand? There's two ways of seeing that question. I don't understand what's in the dark. Am I afraid of things that I can't see sometimes? Then yes, I think we all are. I think we're all afraid of things we can't see sometimes. But am I irrationally afraid, for example, like your example of homophobic? Then no. I'm wary of some stuff I don't understand because I don't understand it. But I try and make the attempt to understand it. But some things you'll never fully understand. I never fully understand the beginning of the universe, that what was before the event horizon. But I'm not against it. But you could say, for example, I don't understand racism. I understand why it happens, but I don't really understand. So am I against that? Then yeah, I am. So that's a weird question. So I don't know if I answered that, but yeah.